city and going to the countryside.
All that fresh country air, it's a real change.
And for you, word on the street might be a change in the way you learn, a new way to improve your English. Don't forget, you can follow each week's programme on our website. The address is here on the screen. And something to look out for, what makes Stephen and Ashley scared?
Yes, and this week we headed off to stay at a farm.
Hello. Ka-chiku. Ka-chiku. Hello. Ka-chiku. Come on.
Stephen, will you help me? I think we are here and we need to be there.
Let me see. No, we're here and we should be there. We should have turned left back there.
We've come away to the countryside for a weekend on a farm, but we're having a bit of trouble finding it.
No, we aren't, Ash. That has to be it there. We need to turn left back there. Come on, jump in.
Why won't it start?
I don't know.
Did you put any petrol in the car?
No, I thought you were going to put petrol in the car.
No, you said you were going to put petrol in the car. Oh, well, this is hopeless. We'll have to walk. This is your fault, Stephen.
Hang on, there's something coming. We can get a lift. Hello?
Excuse me.
Hello there. Hey, do you know where Strawberry Farm is?
Yes, I'm going in that direction. Hop on.
Thanks.
Further, can it? I'm getting really hungry.
Keep going.
What are you eating?
Oh, blackberries. There are loads of them. These are really delicious. I love blackberries.
We should get going before it gets dark.
Oh, Stephen, this is horrible. Ah, what was that? I think I just stood in something. Oh, it smells terrible. I think it might be...
Ashley, stop moaning. We're going round in circles. We should go that way.
Oh, we're completely lost, aren't we? What if we don't find it?
What was that?
It was just an owl, Stephen.
Oh, I hate the countryside. Let's get out of here. Look, there's a light over there.
Stephen,
What?
look over there. There's someone in the field. Excuse me?
Why is he ignoring us?
I don't know. This is weird. I'm scared, Stephen.
Let's walk a little faster. Come on, Ash.
You must be Stephen and Ashley. What's happened to you?
Quick, let us in. There's a strange man outside.
Oh, let me in. We'll be back later to see how he got on. But first, let's go through all of that with our English language expert, Rob, from the British Council. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Stephen. So you found the farmhouse in the end?
Eventually, yeah, but Ashley got pretty scared.
But not you?
No, of course not.
You got quite lost though, didn't you? Let's see what happened.
Let me see. No, we're here and we should be there. We should have turned left back there.
We should have turned left.
I told her that.
Now, you will know that we use should to say what we think is the right thing. Maybe you've seen it before to give advice, like you should study hard or you should do your homework. Let's look at the other times Stephen and Ashley used it.
We should get going. Before it gets dark, we're going round in circles. We should go that way. We should get going.
And we should go that way. Stephen was saying what he thought was the right thing to do. Let's listen to that first one again.
We're here and we should be there. We should have turned left back there.
We should have turned left back there. Did you turn left?
No, we turned right. It was Ashley's fault.
Okay, so we should have tells us what the correct thing was when we didn't do it. Stephen and Ashley should have turned left, but they didn't. Do you see what I mean?
Like when it starts raining and I say, I should have brought an umbrella.
Exactly. It's raining and you don't have an umbrella. You should have brought an umbrella. It's the right thing to do, but you didn't do it.
Okay.
Now, Stephen just said it was Ashley's fault. That sounded familiar. Look.
No, you said you were going to put petrol in the car. Or have to walk. This is your fault, Stephen.
Okay, so Ashley said it was your fault. You should have put the petrol in the car.
It wasn't my fault. She should have got the petrol. It's her car.
There we are. She should have got the petrol. The right thing that she didn't do. It's her fault. She caused the problem.
That's what I said.
Well, I don't want you and Ashley to argue again. Maybe they both should have thought about petrol. Anyway, let's look at something else. Let's look at the farmer's directions.
Go straight up there, along the path and across the field.
He told them to go straight up there, along the path, then across the field. Let's have a look at those ways of giving directions. Straight up there, along the path, and across the field.
They're all quite similar. Straight up, along, across.
They are quite similar. It's difficult for learners when people say the same things in different ways, but that's what people do.
So, any advice, Rob?
Well, if you're a learner, you'll probably ask for directions more often than you give them. The important thing is that you understand things.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And I'll show you one more new word to learn, even if you don't use it. Watch this.
Quick, let us in. There's a strange man outside.
Well, let me in.
What was that?
What? The scarecrow?
Yes. A crow is a big black bird, and a scarecrow scares birds away from the farmer's field. I wonder what it's called in your language.
It's matasak in Persian.
How do you know that?
I'll see you later, Rob. Now it's time for our weekly quiz, Streetwise.
If pork comes from a pig, what animal does beef come from? Is it a sheep, a duck, or a cow?
So did you get that? Stay watching to find out the answer later in the programme. Most of the food we eat comes from a farm, but when we buy food in a supermarket, we don't usually think about how it's produced. So do we know enough about how our food is made? Joe's been to a dairy farm to see how they make ice cream.
Ice cream is a favourite food the world over. I'm visiting farms near the south coast of England that specialise in making this ice-cold treat. We're going to follow the process of how it's made, right the way from the cow to the ice cream cone. Hello, do you want some? You do. Welcome to Kent, a county known as the Garden of England because of all its farm produce. And this is Solly's farm, where milk is transformed into ice cream. The flavours made here are sold all over Britain. Stephen Solly is the owner. So Stephen, what goes into making ice cream?
Milk and cream. Well, our milk we have as a Guernsey milk, which is a lovely, rich, creamy milk. And we add cream to that, and quite a lot of sugar, so it gives us a nice body for a nice rich ice cream.
Why do you think everyone loves ice cream so much?
I think it reminds us of the lovely summer days in midsummer, and seeing the children eating their ice creams and putting it all over their faces, and everybody's happy, so it gives you a happy moment of time.
The journey begins on a neighbouring dairy farm where the milk is produced. It then comes here to be made into ice cream. First, it is heated to kill off any bacteria. Oh, it smells great. It's then cooled and stirred to create very smooth ice cream. It's mixed with the flavours and then poured into the cartons. And they fill up about 1,800 tubs of ice cream here every day. And inside this giant freezer is where all the ice cream is stored, and I can tell you, it's pretty cold. From here, the ice cream is sent out all over the country. But what flavours are there? Well, Stephen has some for me to try. So Stephen, I'm going to guess which flavours you've got here.
Right, so if we start on this one and see how you find that.
Okay. Definitely vanilla.
Yes, well done.
Nice.
You've got that right.
Nutty. No.
No.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, well done.
Cinnamon.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, it looks fruity.
Yeah.
It's not strawberry. Cherry.
That's right.
Cherry.
Well done.
There are thousands of different flavours, but what do people like about ice cream?
I like ice cream.
I love ice cream. My favourite flavour would be caramel. It's nice on a hot day.
Good variety of flavours. It looks pretty cool.
It's fresh and it's sweet, so I like it.
Kids love it, grandparents love it, and parents love it. Everyone loves it.
I don't really like ice cream.
You don't like ice cream?
I eat it, but I don't really like it. I wouldn't choose it.
Okay, so not everyone likes it.
I got shawty likes ice cream.
A lot of ice cream ends up in vans, just like this one.
Cherry, vanilla mixed berry, coffee.
Ice cream vans are a common sight around Britain in the summer. And how do you get people to come and buy your ice creams? Well, like this. I've always wanted to do that. And while I'm here waiting, I might as well help myself to another ice cream. Very nice.
If you want more help with the language you heard there, you can go to our website. The address is on the screen.
This is Word on the Street.
Still to come in the programme, we're hard at work on the farm and working up an appetite.
These are wonderful. They're much better when they're fresh. And have you worked it out yet? Stay watching to find out the answer to Streetwise.
As the world's population grows, farmers need to increase the amount of food they produce. In this week's Seat on the Street, we ask our expert how farming is trying to cope with the challenges of feeding more people.
Welcome to Seat on the Street. Please identify yourself.
I'm Charlotte Smith. I'm the presenter of BBC Farming Today.
How is technology helping farmers?
Technology is hugely changing the way farmers farm. They now routinely use satellite navigation to make sure that they're in the right place in the field and particularly to deliver chemicals to the exact spot. Robots are also being used, for instance a robotic milking machine for dairy cows. This is where a cow will walk into a shed into the machine. The machine will weigh it, feed it, milk it. The cow will return to the field and no human need.
How else is technology helping farmers?
The biggest development is the rise of GM technology. This is genetic modification. So, for instance, to develop a wheat which is resistant to drought, scientists would take genes from a plant which thrives in the desert and add them to commercial wheat. They're also using the same technology to try and develop plants which are resistant to the bugs that eat them. Now, this technology, although widely used in some parts of the world, is very controversial. In some places, it's still banned.
How can we feed a growing world population?
Well, it honestly depends who you ask. Some people say we will be able to feed even the 9 billion people expected to live here by 2050. We just need to learn to distribute food better. Others, though, say we need to invest in new technologies so we can produce more food. Alternatively, some point to the amount of food across the world which is wasted and say that if we ate that instead, then really we wouldn't have a problem.
What are the biggest challenges facing farmers today?
When you talk to farmers about challenges, they always mention money. There will always be financial pressures. But there are also changes in demand. As people across the world become more wealthy, they want to eat different things. They particularly want more meat, and that places a strain on resources. The other big issue is climate change. That will change which crops thrive in which areas. For instance, here in the UK, we're already seeing maize being grown far further north than before, and there will be winners and losers out of that.
Thank you for taking part in Seat on the Street.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go back to the farm and see how we got on.
Yes, and after a good night's sleep, we were ready for breakfast.
And something to look out for, what different jobs do Stephen and Ashley do on the farm?
Morning.
Morning, Stephen. Did you sleep okay?
Yeah, great. All that fresh country air. It's really peaceful here.
It's lovely.
Are you ready for breakfast?
Well, that would be great.
Well, there are lots of eggs.
Are there? Where are they?
They're not here. You have to go and get them.
But we must be miles away from a supermarket.
Not from a supermarket. This is a working holiday. We have to work to pay for our stay.
What?
Here, you'll need this. Oh, it smells awful in here.
Oh, I've got one. And another one.
I can't find any.
Try looking under a chicken, Stephen. Just pick one up. Stephen!
Right, let's cook breakfast.
Did you get any?
Yes, I got loads.
These are wonderful. They're much better when they're fresh.
You can't beat fresh eggs. Right, as soon as breakfast is out of the way, we've got to do some work.
Right, we need to shift those bales from over there to over there.
Stephen, this looks like your kind of work. Stephen, look at your hair.
I'm exhausted.
Well, I've almost got lunch. We just need one more thing. Come with me. Right, all we need now is some potatoes. Oh, here's your fork. Start digging. That's it. Ah, great. Try over here. Lovely. Just need a few more and then we'll be ready for lunch. Keep going.
I'm exhausted. Isn't it your turn to dig?
Right, yeah. I think we've got enough now. Come on, let's make some lunch.
We should have gone to the supermarket.
You You have a rest, and I'll make some lunch.
Listen, I need your help.
What's wrong?
I've lost a sheep. It's escaped from the top field.
A sheep has escaped.
We can go, but how do we catch it?
I'll make some lunch. You do the sheep. Oh, did you catch the sheep?
Yeah, come and see it. It's huge.
Stephen!
That's a strange looking sheep.
Yes, we did catch the real sheep in the end.
The farm looked great though.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Well, I want to look at some of the things you did on the farm, and in particular, I want you to listen for the word have.
Oh, it smells awful in here.
Oh, I've got one. And another one.
Isn't it your turn to dig?
Right, yeah. I think we've got enough now. Come on, let's make some lunch.
So did you hear the word have?
No, not really. I heard got. I've got one.
That's it. I've got one. I have got one. It's the short form. Listen again.
Oh, I've got one. I think we've got enough now.
Did you hear it this time? I've got one, and I think we've got enough.
Yes, and isn't have got the same as have?
Kind of. We can use have got to talk about possession. So you can say, I have a dog, or you can say, I've got a dog. It's the same.
Yes, I've got a dog, and she's called Poppy.
But you can't use have got to talk about actions. So it's okay to say, I've got a dog, or I have a dog. But with actions, we can say have, but not have got. I have lunch every day, but not I've got lunch every day.
Right, I get it.
Good. So let's have a look at a few more haves.
Well, there are lots of eggs.
Are there? Where are they?
They're not here. You have to go and get them. This is a working holiday. We have to work to pay for our stay.
So what about the haves there?
It was have to.
That's right. You have to go and get the eggs, and we have to work to pay for our stay. So if you have to do something...
You, have to. Oh, it's difficult to explain. There isn't another way to do it. It's the only way.
That's right. There's no supermarket, so if you want eggs, you have to go and get them from the chickens. And if you want to stay on the farm, you have to work. There's no other way.
And we did have to work.
And there's one more have I want to look at. Watch this.
Listen, I need your help.
What's wrong?
I've lost a sheep. It's escaped from the top field.
Did you hear the have?
The farmer said, I've lost a sheep. I have lost a sheep.
Yes. And can you tell me what tense that is, Ashley? I've lost a sheep.
It's the present perfect, isn't it?
Well done. We use have with a past participle, like lost, to form the present perfect.
Okay.
So we've seen have in have got for possessions. I've got a dog. Have for actions, like I have lunch. Have in have to, you have to work. And have in the present perfect, I've lost a sheep. So have is used in different ways. Look out for the different uses when you're reading or listening. But now, there's one more thing I want to show you. Watch this.
Right, let's cook breakfast.
Did you get any?
Yes, I got loads.
How many eggs did Stephen get?
Oh, loads.
Loads? How many is loads?
A lot. Loads.
So if you've really got a lot of something, you can say you've got loads of it.
Okay. Well, we haven't got loads of time, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Thanks, Rob. Now we've just got time to find out the answer to this week's Streetwise.
If pork comes from a pig, what animal does beef come from? Is it a sheep, a duck, or a cow? And the answer is a cow.
I hope you got that. If not, better luck next time. Well, that's about it for this week.
Well, first of all today, we looked at should. We use should to say what we think is the right thing to do. We should go that way. When we talk about the past, we say should have. We should have turned left. It was the right thing to do, and we didn't do it. We also talked about understanding directions. Go straight up there, along the path, over the bridge and across the field. It's important to understand them even if you don't use them yourself. Next, we talked about different ways we use have. There was have got for possession, I've got a dog, but we can't use have got with actions like have a shower or have breakfast. Then there was have to talk about things we have to do. And finally, there was have as part of the present perfect. I've lost a sheep. Look out for different ways we use have. Finally, we mentioned loads, and I hope you learn loads of English today. Don't forget to visit our website for more help with your English.
Thanks, Rob. From Stephen, Rob and me, goodbye.
Bye.
City and going to the countryside.
All that fresh country air, it's a real change.
And for you, word on the street might be a change in the way you learn, a new way to improve your English. Don't forget, you can follow each week's programme on our website. The address is here on the screen. And something to look out for, what makes Stephen and Ashley scared?
Yes, and this week we headed off to stay at a farm.
Hello. Ka-chicoo. Ka-chicoo. Hello. Ka-chicoo. Come on.
Stephen, will you help me? I think we'll have to walk. This is your fault, Stephen.
Hang on, there's something coming. We can get a lift. Hello.
Excuse me.
Hello there.
Hey, do you know where Strawberry Farm is?
Yes, I'm going in that direction. Hop on.
Thanks.
Further, can it? I'm getting really hungry.
Keep going.
What are you eating?
Oh, blackberries. There are loads of them. These are really delicious. I love blackberries.
We are here and we need to be there.
Let me see. No, we're here and we should be there. We should have turned left, back there.
We've come away to the countryside for a weekend on a farm, but we're having a bit of trouble finding it.
No, we aren't, Ash. That has to be it there. We need to turn left, back there. Come on, jump in.
Why won't it start?
I don't know.
Did you put any petrol in the car?
No, I thought you were going to put petrol in the car.
No, you said you were going to put petrol in the car. Oh, well, this is hopeless.
We should get going before it gets dark.
Oh, Stephen, this is horrible. What was that? I think I just stood in something. Oh, it smells terrible. I think it might be...
Ashley, stop moaning. We're going round in circles. We should go that way.
Oh, we're completely lost, aren't we? What if we don't find it?
What was that?
It was just an owl, Stephen.
Oh, I hate the countryside. Let's get out of here. Look, there's a light over there.
Stephen,